didn't compliment me. You were complimenting everybody here but me. I mean, I didn't clean up like Mom did for you, but
You look beautiful, Wendy. And I love your cosmic form too. But you know what, Wendy, the fact is that Zoom doesn't show everybody's picture all at once, you know?
Oh, I see.
I didn't see you right away.
I thought maybe you saw
There's
me
a
as an old
virtual
lady.
background.
I ran into this fun photo of Dylan and Nico. I'm like,
Nice one.
fun.
Yeah, that was a nice day. Yeah.
Well, you're basically invisible now.
That was
Yeah,
back when
I
you
know.
guys
This
were
weird
swimming a little
floating
bit.
half of like
Huh?
a head.
Remember swimming? Oh, looks like Aston Villa got a goal. Huh?
Where was this? Where was this picture?
Yeah, no, keep
it
it
was on the
on.
beach
Put
below.
the-
It was
put
on
off
the beach
the-
on a warm
put the
day.
volume
It's a
down.
long
All
time
right.
ago now.
Nico, how are you doing?
Nico, how was your birthday? We didn't get to celebrate you.
No, not Nico.
Yeah, I didn't hear a whisper about the birthday coming.
It was the 19th of September. It was a month ago.
So I made sure to FaceTime just a little bit, but I couldn't. But we forgot the day of, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of out of
Well,
touch.
Nico, belated happy birthday. I'm sorry I didn't join you there. I didn't hear.
Hey, no, you get back in there. Eh? Well, I can sit down where it doesn't. I don't depend on you flopping about like a fish. It's okay. I know it's an imperfect medium, obviously.
You realize you're the youngest.
Don't
of
worry
the
about it.
Ashfords.
Where'd your brother go? He's not supposed to be back there just hanging out with
And
his
he's
computer.
pooing.
No, he's not.
Something.
Nicholas is the youngest Ashford. Is that what you said?
Huh?
No, Dylan, I'm trying to get Dylan up from the back.
He's in the bathroom.
Is he
Oh,
using the pot? Oh,
Well, I
okay.
heard Essie saying something, so I was curious. What was?
Oh, I don't know what. Yeah, she was talking about something else.
I mean,
So what's going on? What's going on today? What are you guys up to?
It's a rainy day here. It's
Okay.
not, so it's kind of. I'm still in my jammies. I don't know, but otherwise we've eaten breakfast. We had a waffle in the waffle iron you sent us,
Nice.
and then yeah. But otherwise, it's kind of a quiet day.
Yeah.
How are you doing in New York?
Doing fine. Things have been quiet. There was a little bird on the fire escape, or the fire escape outside.
Yeah.
So I tried to communicate with the bird, and we had words.
Oh, got it. Well, I interact. Excuse me. Go ahead, Mom.
You were kind of concerned because you weren't hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
So
worry
I
about it.
think
I'm not
I
listening to it.
I think the birds are doing their thing earlier in the
I
morning,
think we're in there. But
and then by midday,
Just-
maybe later in the morning they're out, hunting for food and stuff. But in the early morning they're just chirping and being
someone else getting the.
like noisy
You're
birds.
not doing it anyway. What are you complaining about? Oh, okay. We have chairs that lay back. Can you stop doing that, Nicholas? It should be on the table. It shouldn't be in somebody's hand. We don't have a very good meeting.
We love seeing you. We love seeing you, Nico.
Yeah, we like to see you.
We don't get to see you guys ever.
Being a bit self-conscious at the moment, I guess, because we're just kind of all our chairs lay back, so we don't have a chance to keep our face in the
Nice.
camera. Oh well, it's a discipline, I guess, right?
Okay.
You like? Oh, you have.
They're used to Zoom. I'm not used to Zoom.
It looks like you have some
Oh, the
sun
actual
on there. Do you guys have sun
Yeah,
and
I'm
stuff?
so close. I'm so close.
They're
But yet
using
so
Team
far
now.
away. I'm just sitting comfortably.
We're using Teams.
Yes.
They're not using Team. They're not using Zoom
Is
anymore.
this is Teams?
No, this is
Oh,
Zoom.
Teams is on your
We can
school.
see your ceiling.
Nicholas, are you
Can you
there?
guys get settled?
Fine.
so we can have a conversation.
What?
I'd like to have a conversation.
So David, what are you planning today? Are you going to do some other stuff too? Oh wait, I got Gracie here. Oh, she moved. She went away. I had Gracie up here in my room.
I mean, if you wanna see all 4 people, I'm pretty sure you can just tap on the screen and it goes. to
Oh yeah, gallery view.
gallery
Oh,
view.
there we go. I got it. I wanted to hold Gracie up
All
for
right,
you, but
Chris,
she's
it's okay. You can
disappeared.
cut it. Thank you. That's fine.
I'm finally getting a haircut
I just like
tomorrow.
doing this, Dad.
Okay.
Yeah, so today I let's see, what did I do?
All right.
I
So I think
got
that's
out,
all right.
hey guys,
Hey.
there we go. How's that?
Yeah, folk,
Yeah.
focus,
If we could have it on a,
dear boy.
if we could have it on an arm where we could go. We don't have an arm, do we? That's not an arm. That's a panel.
No,
I'm
but
talking
it
about
was
an
the-
arm
No.
that has a way of tilting it. It's imperfect for us, obviously.
I have this new, oh, I can't show you, hang on a second, I'll switch the cameras. I have 2 cameras now. It's pretty cool. I'm very advanced.
Looks like you have sound panels on his wall there.
There, see? I've got this other camera.
Cool camera.
Yeah, so it's really a much better quality.
Oh wow.
You can see it's like
that-
much
Or is
higher.
that compared to like a GoPro or whatever? Do
Oh
they
yeah, is
compare-
it like a GoPro?
No, it's just a USB. It's a USB
Oh, I
camera.
see. Oh, okay. I thought that was what the
No,
GoPro
it's
is.
just, no, it's no.
HD.
GoPro is,
Something else.
yeah, GoPro is the ones that go,
Digital media.
They're the ones that
transfer.
you clip. They're
Sure,
tiny.
sure, 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 sure.
Yeah, you can take
Or you
those
put
with
it
you
on
out and
arm
about.
and
This
stick
is
it
a
in your-
webcam. This is just a webcam.
what?
Uh-huh.
It's just a good
No,
quality.
it is an arm that's,
What size is your nose then?
yeah, really big.
I got it for like 10 or 12 bucks. It was so cheap. Crazy on eBay.
So David, what have you got planned today?
Yeah. So I'm gonna switch back to the other one, the other camera. So
That's
I went
very
down to the
nice.
river.
Oh.
I
can't-
went down to the river earlier today.
Very, very big, very much
Took a
better.
long walk. Got to hang out by the water. And I'm making scones.
Okay.
And I visited with some friends on Skype a little earlier, or on Zoom.
Oh nice.
Mhm.
And I hope to do a song, or maybe on a live stream, a Facebook live stream, maybe a song or 2. But if I can't do a live stream, then I'll just make a recording and post it. One of the things that struck me as I was out walking this morning
Dylan.
was that
Okay.
I've been around the sun 60
Stick around.
times,
Don't disappear.
60 cycles
Right.
around the sun. And in the US, and maybe it's North America, but at least in the US, here, the hoodie,
Don't come
the
up
hoodie
with-
gang.
Yeah, cheer fall over. Yeah. It's like we don't have the
So 60, there's the electrical current is 60 cycles per second. And audio people know that sometimes in the audio system, you'll get this hum from the electrical
Come
current.
here, Gracie.
So they call it 60 cycle hum. So I was thinking of doing some kind of a musical thing, and I have to do it. Well, actually, I have a year. I have a whole year to do it. But I was thinking of trying to do something today, but something musical, and the title of it would be 60 Cycle Hum.
There's
Beautiful.
no mystery. It's a harmonic of the wattage and the power. It's a harmonic.
Yeah,
The vibration of the oscillation of the AC.
that's right. And there are even plugins.
So it's-
There are even audio plugins that will recreate
well,
this
yeah, it's just a
inside the
resonance.
computer.
So
Because it's a thing, sometimes you want a little background noise.
Candy. It's
Hi, Gracie. Hi, Gracie. Hello, sweetie. It's nice to see you, honey. I know you can hear me, baby.
Cotton candy ramen. It's a hat.
Cotton candy ramen?
Yeah.
Come
It's a
on.
weird thing.
Did you wash it then?
Yeah.
Have your mom cut it or something?
No,
But-
he likes buying the
Likes to eat it,
apple.
that's true, huh?
He likes buying
That's
the
good.
know,
It's uppers, actually, too.
One thing that's really been, I guess, coming to mind is that I really need to make things real. I've been working on stuff for a while, and you know, I've been practicing guitar a lot, and I've been working with the audio stuff a
Put it
lot.
there.
So you know, I'm very much you know, need to bring things out. You know, so far, you know, You Look Up is the only thing that's seen the light of day.
That's right.
So I have other things, you know. I was just showing some friends this. They really like this, so maybe I'll share it with you.
Yeah, do that.
Here's some art. I do kitchen art. So Wendy, I'm not as good a photographer as you, Wendy, but I do get ideas sometimes.
Your mom might have to say about
Oh,
that.
neat. Did you take that picture?
Yeah,
Eggs on a toaster.
you've heard of eggs on toast, right?
Eggs on toast.
Yeah, it'll ruin your toaster, right?
Yeah, you could cook your eggs.
Do not try this at home.
It's interesting thought.
No, try this at home.
Try it.
No, because it might not be safe. Because if the egg breaks, here's another one. Now, you know, I like every once in a while I'll make a cappuccino. I don't know if you can see this okay, but you know, I'm challenged when it comes to latte art.
Right. I don't know how to do that. Yeah.
I don't know how to do that, but this one just happened and it was like, wow. So I took a picture of it.
That's awesome.
I don't know how much of it comes through there. That's getting a little better. Might be blurry, but the idea is that it looks like someone dancing.
I can see.
Yeah, someone dancing. Okay.
I can feel it.
Oh, I wonder if I can.
What do you want? What do you want to do, Wendy?
I was gonna try to share a picture because I've been spending time with my friend's horses,
Oh, nice.
but I don't know how to do it yet.
Okay.
Put that on.
Do you see where it says share a screen?
Oh,
So here's another thing where I was just chopping some tofu. I was getting ready to make some tofu, grilled tofu, the stuff I do. I do it a lot. But just as I was setting it up, I was like, wow, that looks really artistic. So I took a picture of it.
that's awesome. Okay, let's see if
Yeah.
I can try to.
It's like,
Okay, Wendy, give David a chance and then you can put your,
here, yeah, please go ahead.
I don't know how yet. I'm just looking around. I'm listening to you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, David.
look for the green thing that says share screen and click on it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
but first you have to have on your screen, you have to have the
Image.
the image has to be up.
Okay, I'll go try to see if I can find it. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, you go ahead and talk about whatever you
Try
want.
to put a picture up.
okay. Yeah. Are you going to show a video?
I don't know if I can.
Sure
Can
you
you do a video,
can.
Susan?
You can show a video. David, why don't you share with Frank and the kids something about our You Look Up thing?
Sure. What are you thinking of? Showing some of the movie or?
I don't know if we have their attention, but I
Yeah.
was thinking of your CD cover.
Oh yeah, the new CD cover. So let me see if I'll find that.
I want to hand off Nicole. Oh.
Let's
Do
see.
you keep
Okay.
muting, Nicholas? Because I hear them sometimes and then I don't hear them.
No, I'm not muting them.
Oh, okay.
I'm muting. That mutes us.
Okay.
You know, the boy do know how to use it.
Well,
Oh, here, I got it. I think let me try to see
Okay,
if I
when-
have it. But I
yeah.
don't know how. Oh, there it is. Okay, so
Time with them.
Okay, we'll give Wendy a
We're
chance
doing
here.
what we
Okay,
do,
found
but
this.
We're
Oh,
not
wow.
class.
see, there she goes.
My
And
friend
then
has
the
it
boys
still,
went to
so-
class, Nicole.
Wendy, did you take this?
yeah, I took it just on my phone. But she has little miniature goats,
Go.
and so I've been spending time with her horses. She has a full-grown horse or a 5-year-old horse.
With their
Yeah.
horse.
And she just got some ponies. She set up a jungle an area for them to play. She was in the play with me.
Not so fast, Wendy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't move it so fast.
It was chewing. It was chewing on my hat. It was
Look at
nice.
that exercise ball, Nicholas.
Yeah, she set up different exercise balls and tires. She's got all these old tires for them to jump on.
Now, Wendy, where were you?
In Langley. She's just down the road from just past the highway.
Oh,
Hey, Frank.
Oops.
How do
Frankie.
you know? Wendy, how do you know her?
We were both in the play last October, the Mae West show, Sex.
Uh-huh.
Frank, your mom just called you.
oh, what was that?
Oh, she just got a special dog from Turkey.
Oh, that's the whole strip.
Or somehow she got this
Is she
dog
really?
smuggled
Yeah,
through.
it's a
It's
Frankie.
making noise.
It's a special
no.
kind of dog that protects
It's a Frankie.
animals from coyotes.
Ow.
She's a very loving dog.
Nicholas, what are you doing, buddy? That's Hardee's. Come on, don't put
And
my
Henry-
arm away like that.
Wow,
There's
sweet.
another
So
dog.
that's Hardee's. Will you just
Okay. I'm gonna mute.
don't do
I don't know the breed. Okay, so she got these 2 ponies. She was just taking care of it for the owner. It's a mother and daughter. What do you say? The full? I apologize. I don't remember what but Iris, this little one in the back, she's really loving with me. Although they were running around. I wanted to share a video with you, but they're not on my computer yet. Because we took Iris and the bigger horse, Esmeralda, down to race. They raced around a track.
Uh-huh.
And I was, Esmeralda will be very careful with you if you're out there, but Iris was running right for me. I had to jump out. But we bumped heads 1, 2 that day. I'll try to
Wow.
see if I can.
She
That's
got quite
wild.
a bump. She got quite a bump on her head. But Wendy gets to groom these horses.
She said, you'll learn how to be tough with working with horses, because they're so strong.
Sure.
Here's some of my DNA stuff. Stuff.
Okay, one sec. Wendy, hold up a second. I'm doing something I can't
2%
see.
Neanderthal.
What's that? Yeah, that means you have some Neanderthal too, Nicholas.
That's like
Everybody
0.
seems to.
Okay, I'm back.
Well, like everybody is.
Yeah, I think I love.
Just a little bit, yeah. Oh, and then
Yeah.
we had
I mean, if
Django
it's where
Fest.
we came from.
The Django Fest this year was online, so I was in the. They've taken out a bunch of seats from the theater.
Yeah.
They did have some live music, but then there were video broadcasts from around the world because nobody can travel here.
Right,
from other
right.
Places.
Oh, but wow.
Yeah. So they had a studio set up on the stage.
Yeah.
It kind of looks weird. The broadcast or showing you pictures here. It's a lot clearer in real life, but here it's showing it kind of weird, pixelated.
Yeah.
For you, it looks pixelated.
That's awesome that they have a green screen there. Did you see how they were using that?
Yeah, it was for the host. The host, and then they were putting the host, they had different screens behind the host.
Sure. Like what were they showing behind the, or is it still online?
You might be able to find something online. Here's better pictures of Iris, and yeah, you might be able to find it online.
Okay.
So that's Iris and Cranberry. These are the horses she took on, and now she owns them.
Beautiful.
Cranberry's missing an eye. She's a little skittish, so I don't get to really hang out with her very often. But Iris, the daughter, is very loving with me.
Wow, sweet.
except for she's very food driven because if I have food for her, that's when she's really
Yeah,
responds. But
sure.
she's a professional carriage racer,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Susie.
Gary.
So
Hi, Penelope.
Hello.
hi,
Hi.
Penelope.
How are you?
Nice horse pictures. I'm good.
Thank you. It's my
Oh,
friend's
happy
horse.
birthday.
I was showing pictures of my friend's horses. Okay, I'll get out. I'm sorry, I'll get off. of
No,
that.
don't
Oh,
go out
oh.
yet, Wendy.
Okay.
Show Penelope.
Yes.
Wendy's been working with these horses. This is
Wow.
Yeah,
what's this one's name?
this is Iris.
And she's a
Here.
A
A
pony. She's a
miniature.
pony. I don't know what kind of pony, but yeah.
Cute pony. That's what kind of pony she is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Adorable. Wow, sweet.
Oh, so I was telling them, Penelope, I can't see your picture yet, but Susan's a professional carriage driver.
You can't see my
Carriage
picture.
racer. What's that?
I said, you can't see my picture?
I can't. I just see 4 people, but I'll go out so I can see you better.
Here she is. Can you see her?
Oh, I
now?
see. There's an arrow. There you are. Hi. You look so nice.
Yeah.
Here's Jerry.
Hi,
Wishing you
Hi,
happy
dearie.
Happy
Hi,
birthday.
Jerry.
Ah,
Yeah, there I am.
He's shorter than I am.
Yeah,
Why don't you get that chair?
because it's about 1,000 pounds.
That one, the one by the desk is
The wooden
about-
chair? Yeah.
Oh, I carry it, so why can't he?
Hmm.
I carried it out there.
I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow finally, but your hair looks really nice, Penelope.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
We gotta
much.
get chairs, I guess.
So we were in a show
Yeah, give us
together.
the-
Nice,
Yeah,
nice
he
horse
knows it's for the
pictures.
jacket. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
thank you.
Should have socks on, dude.
I've been going and spending time with my friends' horses.
Well, let me go like this. Now
Yeah.
we're a little closer.
Now
Just
we're together.
That's nice. I can see you guys. How are you doing? You two look wonderful.
Great,
Jerry,
great.
Penelope. It's so good to see you.
Great to see you. I wish we could, in 5 years, this technology will be replaced by some kind of a good tunnel, a benevolent portal, where we
Yeah.
can just, one or the other of us, hit a keystroke and we're just there physically.
Yeah. Yeah. I think,
I thought he was going to say, we'll get this technology where this fly will come in and we won't have to hook up this. We'll just have this fly going.
I don't want any kind of, no, I don't want a technological
kidding.
fly around here.
Just kidding.
Any flies that aren't natural are going to get swatted down.
Yeah.
Oh,
How's
those nice horse pictures.
Well,
This is my friend Susie's horse. We were in a show last fall here on the island, and my friend Katrina and I have been going over to her place to help her out with her horses. It helps her get out, so she'll do stuff she needs to do around her ranch. I don't know.
This person starred in the show,
Yeah, she was.
but she's a
named
carriage
after-
driver, and Wendy got to drive the carriage, right?
I
Wendy-
didn't know. I didn't drive. I was on the back. I
Oh, you were on the back.
standing up on the back.
She was like Krishna,
That's great.
Krishna and Arjuna.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's beautiful.
this is her property.
Just makes us miss your area.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have horses and we have carts. We just don't have any trees.
is there,
Right?
Where do we have horses and carts?
Well, I mean, people have them. I'm
Was
sure
this
they
your
have.
first summer? Was this your first summer in Utah?
No, this is our.
This is our third.
Third.
going to
Are
be
we on
third.
I was thinking about
No.
it.
You came out during the first. Was it the first summer? I don't know.
I don't think it was summer, was it? It was cooler. It wasn't really super hot here, was it?
Oh, it was really
Oh,
hot this
really?
summer. It was like
Hi.
113.
it was, oh my God.
How was it in New York?
It was murderous. It was
Murderous.
just yeah, it just couldn't, it was inescapable and ridiculous. And to
We-
hear it very soupy, so humid. How about where you are? Dry
Well,
or humid?
I would just want to tell you during this summer, for 5 weeks, we didn't have any air conditioning right during that time.
Oh my
And
God.
we don't have windows that open and,
Oh my
so it
God.
was just, and
But it's a dry heat.
if you looked at me, I bursted out bawling. That's how I controlled my, my
There's one trick is
Yeah.
that, and
Right.
maybe you guys were doing this, but you can take a medium-sized towel and get it wet and just keep it around your neck.
Hi, Lori.
well, why do you talk to me so late? I mean, it's
I
cooling
know, I didn't know. I just didn't know, but it's a
Hang on
trick.
here. Okay, I got
Is that
So-
Lori?
So
minute.
look who's here. Look
that
who
Lori?
else is here.
Yeah.
That's
Hi,
Lori.
Hi,
Lori.
sorry I'm late, you guys. I
Oh,
ran
no
into
worries.
a
You're
little
great. You're
wrinkle.
perfect.
No
It's
problem.
great to see you. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I mean, all things considered,
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy
Oh,
world.
Crazy world.
Happy birthday.
Thank
you
you so
old
much.
man.
Thank you so much. 60 cycles, baby.
I'm right behind you, as you know.
When's your birthday, Lori? In March? March 1st?
Yeah, March
right? Your
1st.
60th? Yeah.
Wow.
The kids are out in our pool. They're swimming, and I'm
Oh,
just
nice.
Oh, so
I'm
nice.
so grateful my real estate agent didn't listen to me.
That you
I
can
told-
make it
I
into
told
the
her.
pool.
We don't need a pool and we don't need a media room. Well, I just didn't know that we did need, since we have our grandchildren living with us. They're 6 and 11. So I didn't know we did need those things.
Yeah, the pool is not necessarily about you swimming, and the media room isn't always about the media. It makes a good sleeping place too. So, by the way, David, is it snowing in New York somewhere or not yet?
No, not as far as I know. I don't think so. I don't think it's cold enough. I was out today. It's actually very nice. It's pretty comfortably warm.
Oh, it's a Rocky Mountain thing. I got a little note that it's snowing in South Dakota. It's 23 degrees.
Oh, my.
So-
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at that.
How cute.
Okay, here's the birthday boy. So
I
there's
love that
some
stuff.
people who don't know each other here. David, why don't you
Yeah.
introduce people? Because I don't think Lori's ever met Penelope and Jerry.
Sure. Yeah.
I
So,
think we met at Grandma Reen's
wow.
90th.
wow.
Very
Okay. Very possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Anybody was up there
Yes.
at that time.
Okay.
So,
But hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
hello again.
What's your name
You were
again?
the baby.
Yeah.
I'm
Lori.
Lori.
Oh, hi, Lori.
Yeah.
Your name isn't showing.
It's
Here's
Tacoma,
Nicholas.
Oh,
It says Tacoma Lori because I'm
uh-huh.
from Tacoma and that's my
Here's
handle.
Dylan.
This is
Dylan and Nicholas.
Hi,
hi,
Dylan.
you guys.
and Frank
What are you
Essie's
doing?
there.
Hi, Essie.
and
What are
Essie.
you doing? What are you doing? Nico, just come on, Nico.
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. Let him be.
He's
a
got his
side
head
photo.
upside
Sometimes
down.
I have to mute you guys.
We have a little bit of a, yeah.
Nico,
You guys-
And our seats are backward facing, so
Nico is the
It's
11-year-old.
tempting to get it.
Nico is the
Frank.
11-year-old.
You guys need a widescreen webcam like this. I'll send
I
you a
have a
link.
webcam at home.
I'll send you a link.
It'd be helpful, yeah.
We have a
Send us a
webcam.
link.
It's cheap.
Whoever you're telling, because I'm sure we don't have we don't have any kind of webcam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I ordered this and it's just to try it out, and it was actually very inexpensive,
Yeah.
and it's very high quality. Here, I'm going to switch to that one.
What is it?
It's a webcam.
What is it? Who makes it?
I'll you know what? I'll send you the link because I don't have any of the details. But here we
Sure.
go. Switch now.
Right,
Get ready.
we have a webcam.
Get ready.
Webcam.
Yeah, we got it.
Ready?
We got it,
Ready,
Mike.
black. Ready?
Ready?
Suspenseful music, please. Drum roll. Here we go.
Woo, 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 woo.
Look at this. So now, look at the crystal clear, vivid color. Now I'm sailing. Oh my God! It's a sea. I'm at sea. Did you know I'm in a boat today? Oh.
WCs, but
Okay.
it
There we
does
go.
have a painterly quality, David, that ours doesn't see. Ours looks like mugshots,
Exactly. Yeah.
except for the beautiful room, of course.
Exactly. Exactly. And what
Ours has
beautiful
soft
art.
quality.
You guys have some beautiful art. Look at this.
Yes.
Look at those beautiful people.
Yeah, the
See,
ones
now you
on
can see what
the
I
ones on the papyrus behind
Yeah,
us
there
are
we are,
especially.
lit up.
Oh,
We're
Exactly.
no longer-
And you
yeah.
know what? I think this camera captures better color saturation than the computer camera. You know, it's
Yeah,
better
I
focus,
understand.
better
Yeah.
focus and better color.
What do you do? Hook it onto your
USB, Here.
It's USB.
USB port.
USB. There.
Ooh.
Oh,
You went
okay, I'm
upside
ready.
down there.
I'm ready to order it. I really am.
Not to be in any way being a voyeur in your house, but Lori, that's a very evocative picture behind you, if I may say so.
What is it?
Tacoma, Lori.
That's a Diego Rivera print. I'll give you a better.
Oh,
I
nice.
can.
Oh, there was something about the tones.
Okay, I know
in it.
that.
Oh
Sure.
God, it's terrible. Where's the light? I don't know how to make
Yes.
this. I need your webcam, David.
Okay, I thought you did that.
It's a peasant with lilies carrying a
Yeah,
basket
yeah,
of
yeah,
lilies.
Oh, that's beautiful.
excellent.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know
I've
what we
seen
could
it.
do next year, this same time, we could have the widescreen webcam, and then maybe we could have it somehow connected by Bluetooth, and we could walk around our respective homes, showing off some of our favorite
Art.
lampshade.
Exactly.
That would be fun.
And see here, you can actually put a halo behind your head if you want.
A halo.
An evocative halo.
Evocative.
Well, you
So
You-
learned not
It's the
to-
most awesome thing, isn't it?
one of the things I
I'm
know,
singing, since we're on an art theme, with that halo, I'm singing, this has got to be a work by El Greco, one of the saints, maybe Saint Jerome. My name
I would
is
say St. Jerome.
John the Baptist. I know Saint Jerome, I think he had a longer life and more.
You know?
maybe more
Now I'll
fulfilling.
put the
Wait.
camera here so I can.
Kushkara.
Some of these saints lasted longer than others, I think.
Well, that exactly. We
Lori, I love your lipstick. I didn't put any, I haven't been wearing lipstick at all during the quarantine.
Oh, me either. I only put it on for Zoom calls.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
That's
there
so
you
nice.
go.
Have a little
I
tape.
I
on
only
it.
get dressed for Zoom calls. For that.
God, I should have done that. I'm still casual. I was like, whatever. But at the same time,
Yeah.
now I wish I had, because you and Penelope are all dressed up, and my
Is
mom.
that better?
I put
It's,
on
not
my
really-
pajamas today.
it's more backlight. isn't it?
I said, Jerry, we better brush our hair. We're gonna go.
No, we did. We took 5 minutes to carry out an elaborate toilette.
You know, I have something that,
Everybody looks so nice.
you know, Jerry and Penelope, you guys have really passed the test, but I know from past life in families, you know, that things around the bathroom sink can get a little hairy sometimes. And I actually mean that literally. And Frank and Essie, this is the tip, because I remember hearing stories about Dad, John, you know, where, you know, sometimes guys don't necessarily always, you know, clean the sink or want to clean the sink, you know, after shaving. It's a bother, right? Like I never used to clean the kitchen after I did my thing, right? But
That's right.
That doesn't help at all. We need
so
a light
this
like
is something that could
We don't need
reduce,
a light there.
right? This is something. Does it look like I'm looking at you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
it's-
I'm
Are
looking at the camera.
It looks
I'm
like you're
trying-
looking through my soul. I hope that's the effect.
I'm looking straight through your soul, Jerry.
Oh wait, I'm gonna get
Here's the solution that I found, and it actually works very well for me, just as my own, in just being by myself in the apartment,
No.
because it prevents
be
the
on the
bathroom
back.
sink from
Literally.
being clogged. So for shaving, right?
This
'cause, you know, it's
awesome.
just, the thing is, if you have a little plastic dubber, or a half a quart plastic container, and you put the hot water in that. And so when you're shaving,
No,
you
it's
just
a long cord.
rinse the blade, rinse the shaver into that hot water, and then just dump it in the toilet, and the sink doesn't fill up with your whiskers.
Yeah,
And so
that's a good idea, but what if the person doesn't put the toilet seat down and the wife has to sit on the cold water?
That's a subject for a separate thing, separate conversation.
I'm making all kinds of.
Really, this all should be focused on David, I think.
Okay, I'll
Making
give
up
myself
stories to try to convince him that it's his responsibility.
I don't think it's working.
Okay, now I have to say that I cleaned up 10 years of hair and gunk from underneath the basin today, or excuse me, this week. So let's hope it lasts for another 10 years. I felt really good about being able to do it myself.
Well, I'm willing to try that plastic cup thing, David, because if it saves the labor of ever having to clean the sink out.
He doesn't do it.
No,
so.
I'll clean it. I'm going to clean it, and then I'm going to use the plastic cup.
Okay, now David, you were
muted.
David, what?
he was muted.
I think he muted himself and then said, "I'll be right back," or something.
That's right. Yeah.
Before he said he was.
He's putting the seat down.
So there's a couple of things that I would like to add here. Lori, didn't you just retire?
Yes, I did.
Why don't you say something about where you've been working? Tell people about yourself.
Oh God. Okay. Just briefly, I had a 30+ year career in education, and I ended it at a technical college here in Tacoma after 12 years there in student services. I was a member of the faculty, but a non-teaching faculty.
You work with students.
Yeah, working with college students, providing student services of various kinds, advising and guidance and navigational assistance and funding.
Talk about that guidance. I need some.
Oh yeah, send me an email or something. We can Zoom separately. I can give you some educational guidance if you want. And I decided to retire kind of a little bit earlier than, normal, because I'm, just behind you. I already said I'm just about 60 myself. So I'm not 65. I'm not 64. My full Social Security age in terms of full benefits is actually 67. Yeah. So in theory, I should work until at least I'm 67. But I've got a husband who is 12 years older than me. And I thought, we were talking about it, it's like, if I work until I'm 67, you're going to basically be 80. And that's not going to work. Like, and plus I was getting real sick of my job. I was just like, I'm so done. I need to get out of here. And so I put in my notice last September. And my last day on the job was February 29th, because I think it was a leap year this year. So March 1st, my birthday, was my first day of retirement. And I was planning a big party. I had been planning a party for like 6 months, a big party. I was going to have it at one of my old bosses from when I worked at the Evergreen State College, and one of my good friends' house. She has a beautiful house just a few blocks from here. Her daughter was going to cater it. She's a really good cook. I was going to have music and games and fun. And it was like 30 or 40 people who had already said they were coming. And then COVID hit. It was going to be a retirement / birthday / summer solstice, because it was going to be on March 21st. And I had to cancel the whole dang thing. And I've been sitting at home ever since.
It was so lucky that Lori's 90th birthday was the week before. We went a week before and had that.
her aunt.
My aunt,
Yeah.
which,
I've met her.
We're
I
all
met her.
related. We're all related.
yeah. And anyway, just a week before, we had about 100 people at her party, had a wonderful party. The next week, we wouldn't have been able to go into that church.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Wow.
We would not have been able to have it. We would have had to cancel it. So it worked out really well. So, well, this is a magical month for you, David, because of the blue moon on the first, full moon on the last, on the full moon. And I'll tell you, this month, we heard that this was going to be could be a very shake-up time, a transformational time. But Jerry and I decided to celebrate our 50th birthday, and we went to Las Vegas. And just before we went, we got a surprise check from some.
Our anniversary. It was some many years ago settlement of some dispute or lawsuit regarding
Wow.
a 401k that I had when I was working, and it was like a class action thing. Anyway, it just came in the mail.
Yeah.
And it was just enough to help.
It was just enough to cover our hotel, because we stayed at the
wonderful.
Bellagio. We stayed at the
Oh, nice.
And then we went in. I told him it was our 50th, so the woman gave us a $75
It was a credit.
Their
It was
credit,
like, guest
the
credit.
woman that we were checking into the hotel. And then we ordered hors d'oeuvres, and Jerry had caviar with real gold leaf on top of it, and he ate it. And
Wow.
I had shrimp, and it was quite expensive, and we were going to have it. It was our anniversary, and somebody paid for our
Somebody at a neighboring table
How
paid for
cool.
it. So I'm thinking,
silently.
so great.
picked up
I'm
the
thinking,
tab.
this is really
And,
working out. It's not.
It was
it's
very
really-
auspicious.
That's beautiful.
I've read about, and I think maybe Pushkar will know about this stuff, maybe others of you. Gold leaf was a big thing for some of the pharaohs, eating gold. And if you kept it up as a steady diet, it had rejuvenating effects. I'm not going to be able to continue after that night,
That one time.
but I did feel a twinge of rejuvenation,
Yeah.
and it ended. So
Yeah, it had to do with not having a whole family with us in our house.
yeah,
We have our daughter and her husband and the 2 kids here living with us, so we were by ourselves for a little while.
Yeah,
I mean, we love them, but
yeah, it was nice. It was a getaway, and maybe the first and the last time we'll be able to afford the Bellagio.
well, they cut it way down because they closed the shows, they closed a lot of the restaurants. So all of those places are way down.
They're just trying to hang on
You
till
know,
Yeah.
things.
So
get
I
opened
didn't
up
think
again.
we'd ever get to stay there, but we did get to stay there. So that was
Yeah.
really nice.
So I have one more
yeah.
question for Lori. Lori loves, what do you call it? Singing. Singing.
You like singing. Sing.
What do you call it? Is that what you were?
Singing.
No,
dancing?
Come on,
Art.
Lori, help me out.
What do you love?
Sorry, I muted myself. I've been saying the answer, but I muted myself so you couldn't hear me.
Karaoke, I think.
Yeah, karaoke.
Oh,
Oh,
fabulous.
Okay, and so what happened to karaoke?
Well, so I have a group, there's a group of us that started coming together for Tuesday night karaoke, and we've actually been doing it for 5 years now. October was our 5-year. Bunch of people said this relationship has lasted longer than a lot of their romantic relationships.
Their marriages.
And when COVID hit, we just, immediately pivoted and started doing it over Zoom. So every Tuesday night, we all get on Zoom and we take turns singing to each other, just like this.
Yeah.
Just imagine if we were doing karaoke together. We would bring up a YouTube page and search for the song we wanted to do, karaoke version, and then we would just sing. And then but what's been kind of cool about doing it on Zoom instead of at the bar is we don't have to deal with trying to have conversation over the loud other people in the bar singing when it's their turn and not anybody at our table's turn. So we get to have a lot of conversation, and sometimes there's even more conversation than there is actual singing. You know, we'll end up in a conversation about something that's really rich, and then finally it'll be a little lull and somebody will say, okay, whose turn is it now? Okay, let's sing again, you know. So that's been kind of fun. But yeah, we spend 2 or 3 hours every Tuesday night doing Zoom karaoke now.
That's inspiring to know that it works over Zoom.
Yeah, it's not the best sound system or anything, but you know.
Yeah.
It's okay. And we're taking turns. So, and you know how Zoom doesn't let more than one person talk at once. It's always like, that's why it's hard to have an actual conversation sometimes, because people often overlap and then it's like cutting out, and it's really hard. But doing the taking turns, it's super cool for that. Yeah.
What? Just this is my second Zoom conversation. How does Zoom know whose turn it is to talk? Does it sense somebody speaking and then it shifts to them? Is that what's going on?
Yep.
Well, while the yellow border is around our square, I just want to say
It's green.
Green. Well, I have to, anyway, you're distracting. Again, another outlier. But I wanted to commend you and your friends, Lori, because I don't know 100%, but it sounds like your karaoke fellowship is like a spiritual practice, which in these times, in some way, is helping sustain emotionally the Pacific Northwest in ways that we can't fully know. But it's those little things, whether it's a monk praying in a cell, or whether it's a karaoke group on Zoom, it's sustaining us with all the blah, 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 not really making that much difference. Thank you. I want to thank you. And you may even be covering the whole continent.
Maybe the world, who knows?
You are exactly right in what you say, because I mean, like I've often thought throughout, people always ask me, how can you do at work when I was still working? How can you do this? Stay up late on Tuesday night. It's a work night. You know, and I would invite people sometimes, you know, and they'd be like, it's a work night. And I'm like, hey, I just worked it into my biorhythms, and I just know I'm going to be a croaky voiced person on Wednesday, and I'm going to drag my butt through the day, and it's fine. I just do it. But I often thought of karaoke as my therapy. Like, this is how I get through the week. And now, in fact, talk about spiritual practice. I've said, and it's only sort of tongue in cheek, on my Instagram profile, people who follow me on Instagram know that on my profile page, I say, my little bio thing says, Hilltopian for life, which is Hilltop, which is a neighborhood of Tacoma, which is where I'm from and where I still live. Karaoke is my religion, and deal with it. That's what my bio is.
Yeah. Well, Jimi Hendrix used to call, you know, his playing in concerts some kind of like the musical church or something like that.
Yeah. I was wondering, David, have you been, like a lot of, you know, artists and particularly performers and musicians, and specifically, I would say, many of them who are, you know, hanging on somewhat successfully during this whole period, have been doing a lot of things online. I was wondering if you have been doing anything musical online. Have you been having shows or anything? Like, what are you doing?
I'm moving in that direction because I wasn't really doing much performing or anything. You know, I've been working in offices in Manhattan, doing graphics and stuff, and just kept in the background. You know, the musical fire is burning very, you know, low burner for a long time. But obviously with this lockdown, what else is there for me to do? So I'm really well prepared for this moment, you know, of being in isolation and just working on musical stuff. This is what musicians and producers do. You just
tell,
go into a room.
tell about our last 4-month collaboration, David.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, Pushkara connected with an artist there on Whidbey Island, and the artist friend connected us with her family down in Mexico. And the people in Mexico shot the video for You Look Up and edited that. And so we had this sort of cross-continent collaboration that was absolutely delightful. And you know, they were very inspired in their photography, and I love their connection with nature. I just felt like the video that they shot showed a real love and appreciation for nature and the creatures of nature. And it blended very beautifully with the song. There was so much fun in that.
So this was a song that I wrote 22 years ago. And David has been editing and re-editing and re-recording it and for 22 years.
Well, let me explain. Sure. Let me just talk about that process. So, so we did record it back in 2008 or so, 2009. And we presented it, I think, on Mom's birthday, right? It was played or something. Maybe it was, maybe the recording was played for your birthday, but then it just sat and it's been on my computer. But, you know, it features a Grammy-winning fiddler. So, and the harmony singer, Abby Gardner, is very well known. She's semi-famous. So this is an important recording, especially for me, who has nothing published or nothing out there. So as I've been studying and practicing production and recording, every time I come to a new plateau, a new level of things, I would go back to You Look Up and apply these things so that I could improve the quality of the mix that's there. And so this has just been kind of an ongoing process. There was never a release date. You know, it was just as I gathered from the field, you know, I would apply these things to that recording. And, you know, I think if you've heard it, and you know, you can see that there's a lot of life. The recording has life, and the video, I think, expresses the exuberance of that, the feeling of the song so beautifully. So it's a real, I would say, turning point. You know, it's like, okay, we can do this. This is it. You know, and now, as you say, Lori, it's really time to start sharing, because I've been, you could say, working on things back in the kitchen. Now it's time to serve the meal.
Nice.
So,
yeah, the result is really delightful. I had no idea the song was written so long ago or recorded originally so long ago.
I had to whistle it. I had to whistle it to him to teach him because I couldn't sing it.
Right? Amazing.
Yeah. And I was in upstate New York at the time, kind of in desperate straits. So it was, the song marks a real turning point in my fortune. A very big turning point in my fortunes. So I've had occasion now to look through my journals. I have journals from 1979, and to see these touchstone moments between me and David with that song, because he heard it in 1998, 99. And that was kind of a watershed year too. That's when Babalu died on Father's Day, 1999. And so David recorded it with another singer. And so we have that recording as well. And then there was this buildup where I commissioned him to hire these musicians so that he could hone his chops on this song. And so you know, it keeps getting revived. I would love for you to show, why don't you show the CD cover, David?
Sure.
Because he's going to launch the CD now on CD Baby coming up soon.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be ready for the release date. Actually, the desired release date.
That was Thanksgiving.
Well, I'll have to check, but it seems like it's finally, you know, just naming this CD was really a process because we kept coming up with names that were tripping up the wires. CD Baby would come back to me and says, "Oh, well, you can't do that," or, you know, you can't sing peace the way Mom spells sing peace. You know, it's capital S, lowercase ing, capital peace, exclamation point, and special capitalization isn't allowed unless you have a really good reason, or if, you know, you have a lot of proof that this is your band, etc. Because I had originally just put this name, David Sapphire, which this is the name I want to use as a performance name. You know, as a way of creating a difference or some space between me and, you know, the art.
He sings lead on it and
Yeah.
plays guitar and bass.
Yeah. So
That's a beautiful cover.
It is.
thanks. Well, you know, the people in Mexico did the art, did the shot, and I just had to put the typeface in.
It's gorgeous.
But originally we were thinking of calling it, you know, the Sing Peace String Band, because I didn't want to use it wasn't about me, it was about the recording. And then they didn't want to sing peace, was complicated. So in this case, they have me as the artist on this David Sapphire as the artist. And so there's no issue finally, but boy, we really had to go through a process with them. And it was back and forth for 2 or 3 weeks to finally figure out how we could package this, package the titles so that it would just go through.
He said, he kept saying capitalism, Mom, capitalism.
Capitalism.
Doggone it.
It's the capitalist system.
Because they kept, they have kind of, unless you have a huge following, you know, and you're a name already, to break into the music business is a real, I suppose, Penelope, you know something about that.
I guess I do.
Yeah. Just, a quick question, and I don't mean to, it's burning on my tongue, and it's not necessarily about the music business, but it's a question for Wendy. Wendy, the last time we visited, I remembered Whidbey Island. I remembered you took on the task of being my chauffeur. You drove me all over the southern part of the island, and I just remember going to a couple of semi-outdoor coffee places, coffee houses, and that's one of the saddest things I see as I look around the landscape. The elimination of places where people can just sit. There are various ways somebody can get a cup of coffee, but the aesthetics are pretty much gone. Yeah. But I remembered we went on this, it's almost like a ride. It was like a mystery tour where you'd drive it from one place to another, and we'd get out, and it was like they were waiting for you. The Wendy, and you know, and I was kind of like a shadow, an anonymous shadow in your entourage. I just wondered, is there any in Whidbey, or is there any semblance of allowing people to sit outdoors and nurse coffee?
Bayview Farm and Garden opened up again. At first they just opened up as a kind of a grocery store where you come in and out and just grab your stuff and go. But now they've taken tables out so people sit, either you're spaced out in the outside part or in the inside areas. So, but there is one, Useless Bay Coffee has not opened up again, which is too bad. I liked going there too. They're making food though for people that are in need. They're busy making food for the food banks. So they're doing there's still an operation, just not for the public right now.
Yeah.
Because their space inside is too tight for people to be there. Yeah.
Well, thank you for
And,
that report. I trust you're still cruising the island and keeping everybody in touch and keeping.
That's right.
We still serve coffee and conversation at our house.
Yeah.
We haven't closed yet.
We haven't closed up with coffee and conversation.
I know. I still make coffee. I make a lot of coffee at home now, but I miss seeing people because I used to go in. Or the Commons is open too now. I don't know if I took you to the Commons, but they're still open, but only outdoors. They've put up, the city of Langley set up these tents, these very nice tents where people, the businesses can have tables outside, and people are still covered.
Okay, you took me everywhere. Wherever it was, you took me.
Yeah.
They
But
have
the
Django
Commons,
Fest, they had Django Fest online this year.
I should.
Well, I have to go, but oh my gosh, that was one of my favorite.
Yeah, I
events.
showed them pictures from the studio. They created Wicca. They made Wicca into a TV studio. So they broadcast musicians from here to out, because everybody had to watch that from home. Although there was so the musicians that come from Europe couldn't come, but they would send video of themselves performing.
I told you that when we went to Myanmar into the International Puppet Festival, the French, the man that was from France, represented France, he had Django in a marionette, and he did.
It was a beautiful.
Yes, cigarette.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh,
Articulated marionette about thigh high of Django Reinhardt, and playing, smoking, just being Django.
Yeah.
Haunting how a puppet can evoke a person.
So that represented, that was the representative from France. So we had 11 countries. Yeah, 11 countries, and it was very exciting. And
That's fabulous.
I was showing
Sorry, I wanted to go back and tell you that on our 50th, Saint Germain came through, and he spent, I guess, somewhere between a half an hour and 40 minutes talking about our situation right now and the importance. This is what Jerry's now doing. Are you doing Zoom? Oh, he's doing audio podcasts. He's getting interviewed on that. And the message is that while we're looking at some of all these issues, to always keep what we want in front of us, and to remind people to always visualize what they want rather than what they don't want.
We all are presented, and we all could name things which I won't initiate in this conversation today. We could all rattle off the things that we don't like or we're against and we oppose. And the reminder was that to really win the future, we have to keep in mind what we want to see. And sometimes we need to give ourselves a little time to imagine that. So the other thing he was saying, because we were talking about negative things, and he said, you can't defend, you cannot have enough weapons to defend yourself against the negative. But what we must have is unity. And this is no surprise to anybody on this call. And that can only be achieved by love, compassion, and forgiveness. So I guess we could have created a little screen or something for him, but just passing on some news, just a little little gossip from
One thing he didn't like is masks on babies and young children.
Oh my God.
He was very, very much against this.
Well, that was in the hotel, so it must have been on our mind or something, or we'd seen it. So
it's just he was he he's against that. So that was the negative, but he went on to talk about the whoever you're meeting to find where you unify, what's your unified vision, and to, so it was just
What the
it's just-
common is, what we can connect with.
yeah.
So-
So
Beautiful.
Jerry just typed up the notes. I haven't looked at him yet because as a channel, I don't get to remember it like he does, because it just, I think the thought forms don't stay when it's coming from me. So anyway, it was good because around here when there's so much going on, he doesn't get a chance to come through that much.
So I've been holding a vision for a long time. The Sing Peace pilgrimage for peace and global harmony is moving toward a peace village. But my vision has expanded. As I look at the Eden Project in England, where they have recreated the rainforests of the rainforest environments in huge structures from different parts of the world, and they began with with no money and no and certainly not the expertise to engineer such a thing. But they found a quarry, ceramic soil type of quarry that had been abandoned, and they recreated this amazing project. So I have it in mind to expand the village, which is a residential farming community and a retreat site, to something larger. And I've been working online on Zoom calls now for over 5 years. The money is about to come through.
Zoom
And of
calls?
course-
Been doing that for 5. I'm way behind.
What?
I think this is my first Zoom call. I've done I meet with my novel writing group, but we don't use Zoom. So we
Okay.
use something else, Google something in any way, but that's great.
So yeah, of course we're hampered by travel and other types of restrictions right now, but the intention is strong, and I think, again, going back to that You Look Up song that got created in 1999, that was the turning point in my life where I found out how much depended on intention and affirmation. Affirmation in the form of something that already exists, not future, but steadily every day and recreated every day. It doesn't have to be repeated every day. It can be a different affirmation, but it has to be very firm. Affirmation and intention. So, and those go together. What we put our attention on is what we continue to create.
Right.
So it can exist a lot in the ether. It can exist for a very long time in the ether without seeing the actuality. I remember in 1999 when I was struggling so much, I was saying, okay, how come, why doesn't the outer world reflect the inner world? Because the inner world is getting really beautiful here in my life. But then there was this turn when the outer world began to reflect what was inside of me. And so, I hear somebody talk about laying down arms, and there's some part of me that's like rock solid. It's got to happen. And I'm part of that process of people laying down arms, disarming. So, it was kind of fun to see what happened with this process, with the song, being able to cross borders and cross time zones and work internationally and across language barriers and so on. It was just an expression, a small expression, but so vitalizing and revitalizing for everybody who participated. And we were able to present these things and have them seen during the Peace Weekend. So there were thousands and thousands of people who got to see our presentation.
Your baby. That's your baby.
We're looking at Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his baby. He's holding it in his arm.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's where I am with all of this. I don't give up.
You don't, Pushkara.
No.
But the renewal has to be cooking all the time, because this is
What has to be cooking?
The renewal, the rejuvenation, and the faith in rejuvenation, which I think I have. That really, in 1999, when I was in that place of not having a home, not having a job, not having a voice, not having a car because it was just repossessed. In that place of recreating myself in every moment. That's what happened for me. And what better time do we have? I mean, we're stewing in our own juices right now, so let's make them sweet.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to release, like just from a creative thing. But actually, Jerry, to your point, I think this is really very important. And your follow-up, Pushkara, is envisioning what you want, and also recognizing what's really not working, taking stock. So I've really appreciated this time to see where I'm tripping myself up and, what I need to change. And so I've done kind of a spring cleaning, which I continue to do. In fact, I have a pile of stuff there by the door, but, it's like the Goodwill in my neighborhood closed down. So it's an extra distance. There's one way down in Midtown Manhattan. But anyway, clearing out and getting rid of stuff that I just realized I do not need. And try to focus and also to make efficient, the processes that I need to be efficient at to help me to help me get things done. That's what we need to zoom in. What do we got there? An Egyptian god.
It's thought. He's the creator, the writer. So
how do you say his name?
Thought.
Thoth. Yeah, I think he would be the patron deity of songwriters and music producers
He is,
back in the day. And
Yes.
now,
When
Yeah.
I got him when we went to Dave Fleury, my brother-in-law. So we took him. We took his ashes from St. George to Reading,
Yeah.
and I got this when we stopped at Mount Shasta, and he stays on here as a reminder, constant reminder of the creative force. And we were going back to talking about what we do individually, and it seems private, like, for example, your karaoke is not out. Is it out in the world, or is it stay with your friends?
with your circle
No,
of
it's
friends.
just us. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
there's
but
What
still,
happens in
a
karaoke
lot-
stays in karaoke.
it's a lot
Yeah.
bigger. It's a lot bigger, just that action and that pulling together and a joyful singing, I believe, is it has to do with the physics of consciousness and our connection with each other, quantum entanglement and all of that kind of stuff. So I think it's very important, because there are a lot of people that they can't reach out of their depressions right now, and so they need a lot of help. And even when this stops, they're going to need a lot of help pulling. And I don't mean that we have to all have personal help and go in, but our help of our own way of handling how we look at the world.
Well, yeah, David,
So-
if I could
so-
just tag along with her
Mm.
comment, what you said about trying to, I don't know, turn the compost heap of your life, or I don't mean it that way. That's a bad image. But no,
Yes, you
The
do,
idea-
but it's fun.
they're reinvigorating and cutting some things out. And I have a pile too. I can't show it to you because we don't have a good camera, but I have a Matterhorn of things that need to be let go of. And so whether this was because of COVID, or because of it's just time, or because we're in the throes of a rebirthing of the world to come, and it also makes me think a little bit about retirement again, a little bit about that, because Lori, you have retired, and I retired, and so much of my waking life was taken up by my job when I was working full time. And some of it I could look back and say I was enjoying and it was a calling, but some of it was just a job. And so at the time I stopped that, I haven't ever looked back and wondered how the job is going, but it's faced me with the task of re-examining, how do I be me? How do I live this life? What does it mean? And some people, Laura, you'll probably get done with that process if you haven't already finished it and be clear. But I seem to have, it takes a long time for me. So the job was really an excuse for me not to do some of this. And now the excuse is gone. That's all. That's all, if it makes
Amen.
sense.
I amen all of that. I thought of retirement as basically, initially, I thought of it as giving me time to do all the stuff that I already do on top of my job. And like, I won't have to, like, at a certain point, I can't spin all these plates anymore. Something's got to come off. I know, I'll take the job off of my plate, and then I'll just have the other things that I still do. And I do still have the other things that I still do, but I haven't figured out how to do what you were talking about, David, which is focus and be efficient and, I haven't figured out how to integrate the things. They're still in a way separate plates that I'm spinning instead of, but they are very related, so they ought to be able to be integrated more. Some of it's just me not, having a hard time structuring my time unless I have an actual schedule. I can fritter away some time, I'll tell you.
Right? Yes.
All of a sudden it's 5 o'clock. I'm like, what the hell happened to the day?
So easy.
I haven't done anything. I haven't accomplished a damn thing. And then I go, oh, well, I'm retired. I can give myself some time to just be retired.
Yes.
Well, Lori, we have a friend, and I won't identify, but he reminded me of the Italian phrase, la dolce far niente, the joy of doing nothing. And
Sounds better in the French, or I mean,
in
Italian.
Italian, it sounds better.
Yes.
I mean, it's a beautiful concept. I think he's really plumbed. He's really explored the alpha and omega of la dolce far niente. But we could point the finger at any of us. But it's something sometimes we have to give ourselves permission to far niente.
Well, from what I hear,
And he does so much around the other family. I mean, he assumed, he retired, he assumed a whole family with little kids in it, and I think I have too. So, I admire.
But was that a genuine choice, or was it an excuse to keep me from getting to the pile? I don't know. I have to look inward for that.
So
I'll tell you what, I was looking forward to, I'm changing the subject now for a minute. Hopefully, I don't know if people want to go this way, but I was thinking about, Pushkara said, have some stories or a song or something. I'm like, oh God, this reminds me of our Christmas gathering. We all had to tell a story or sing a song or read a poem or something before we could open our presents. Remember that?
I love that.
Oh, right.
I was thinking about, what's that, Wendy?
Yeah, Grandma Reen, that's right.
Yep. She said, oh no, you don't get to just open presents. You got to do a little something.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was thinking back on our childhoods, which is, to this day, the main time that we spent together was in our childhoods, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And some memories were popping up for me, and I was thinking about the Christmas thing. And I was also thinking about our trip across country to Chicago in the van. Remember the grizzly bear in Yellowstone?
Wow. Yeah.
I don't remember that. I
was a
remember the tigers.
Nowadays, that would be on a cell phone video on TikTok and it would go viral.
Yeah.
That little grizzly bear
That
encounter.
was crazy.
That was crazy.
Did he
And
approach
then-
the van?
Oh no, he almost
Yes.
climbed in the window.
He almost came in the window. And remember back then we had the roll up, roll down windows?
Yes. It was so
And the
small.
window was halfway down. Wendy, you were only like a year old. You were still in diapers,
Right.
so you
It
don't
was
remember this.
two.
So the window was already halfway down, and we were feeding the damn bears, like idiots. And I tell you, all over there's signs that say don't feed the animals, but how are you going to get them to come up to your car unless you feed them?
That's right. And they have
Well,
to say
one
that
did
on
come up
time.
to our car, and it started to rear up on its hind legs, and I think Gino said something like, roll the window up. And I don't know if it was you, David, or me, were like trying to roll the window up, and oh my God, we rolled it the wrong way. We rolled it down.
The wrong way.
We're almost ready to come in the window, and we finally got the window up, and its claws scraped down the window. I was like, oh my
Oh
God.
my God, a grizzly. That would be so dangerous too.
I know. I don't know where Sal and John were. They were like getting coffee or in the visitor center peeing. Something. I don't know where they were, but we were in the van feeding the stupid grizzly bear like idiots.
Oh.
I just remember.
I
being
remember
scared.
that, and I remember, you know what else I remember? I remember what Pushkara used to make us do whenever we would get into squabbles. Not make us. She actually let us do this because I liked this actually. Remember the tennis racket on the big pillows?
Yes,
Oh
The
yeah.
big throw pillows?
I remember that.
That was
Yeah, if we got into squabbles, we were allowed to go into the room with the tennis racket and whack the shit out of the big
Yeah.
pillow, and we could cuss like I'm right now. We could cuss, we could call the person name, we could do whatever we want as long as we weren't putting hands on each other. We could take it all out on the. Oh my God, the primal scream! I don't know what the neighbors must have thought about that stuff coming out of the sounds
Right.
coming out of-
It scared me because I would hear my mom do that. I didn't like those sounds of that. It was scary for me.
We let ourselves go. I know I did. I let myself go a few times. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man.
Well, there was a lot of steam to let out of that canister, you know. There was a lot of pressure built up.
You know, Lori, that you're pretty high up in my estimation, but you've risen even more with the story of the bears. Because one of the things that people used to do, mostly it was a male thing. I don't remember seeing, maybe women do it now, was the running of the bulls in Pamplona, Spain, where once a year they let a stampede of bulls out of the ring running through the streets of town, and used to be young bloods. I don't think it's something else. It's not on my bucket list, but they'd run ahead of the bulls, and sometimes they would get kind of trampled, but it was all good because they proved something to themselves.
Pause.
Oh, she's going to get something.
No, she's talking about bear paws.
No,
She said
Sorry.
pause. No, she said pause. She'll be right back.
I know.
I had to run to the restroom I left too to go to the restroom.
Nice color of lipstick. It is
I
not.
know I
going
went.
to show that.
I tried. My hair is too wild right now. I'm getting a cut tomorrow, but I tried to clean
You
up a
look
little
great,
bit.
Wendy. I like your scarf too. It's very pretty.
It's for the hair. Thank you. They sell them at that
Hair scarf.
coffee
Heads
shop that I was talking about with Jerry. I took
Yeah.
Jerry to this cup. They sell a lot of stuff in the store. So they have these scarves to put your hair in.
Nice.
I've got something I'm going to put on. I'll bring it back here. Pause
Okay.
a minute.
All right,
Everybody
pause.
going?
Yeah, let's take a pause. Let's take 5 minutes.
Okay,
Couple
5 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
That's a good idea.
I might run.
Okay, you got to run too.
How you
Yeah.
doing, Frankie? Let's talk.
We never get to
Frankie,
hear
you
from
remember
you,
that
Frankie.
trip?
How are you doing?
She's paying
Okay, I
off
unmuted.
Djokovic. So
I
that
wanna-
Oh, doing
Okay,
just,
hey,
just a
Frankie.
very routine existence.
Yeah, we miss you.
Extremely, yeah, well, we've been busy. They have school, so we're at school here
Look at this.
during the weekdays. I pretty much I'm a homebody mainly.
Right.
I
we
work
heard-
out downstairs, kind of, that's my
Nice.
latest interest is working out a little bit. And then I'm teaching the boys a little bit of that because they have to shield. So we're just trying to maintain our body composition as
Right.
such, not lose, because they can't get out that much. Our park is funny because it's a great big park, but a lot of people show up there, so sometimes it's
Oh.
unpredictable. But the boys are also a little reluctant, so whatever. It's a combination of things. But I
Okay.
just make sure they can get their energy up every day, mainly every weekday. Today we'll be doing it because they missed on Friday and Thursday. Just half an hour.
I'm back here.
Hello.
Now, you know that some of you know that my background was engineering. That's what the work I did, and I love science. But since I stopped working, I've gotten off into more, I'll call them more esoteric, more out in the fringes, the borderlands of science. And so anyway, I just got this hat for myself. It's designed to shield my brain from EMF and from that kind of thing. So I've got this thing. It's kind of thick because I think it's got wire mesh in it. I think it's got a Faraday cage. Well, David would know about this. I'm not sure what the best way to wear it is, but I don't know. I'll rely on, I'll take any fashion input.
It's a disguised tin hat.
Just look, you would never know that it was shielding. You know, I was afraid to try it until this moment because I thought,
Oh,
what if EMF, various kinds of radio waves and data have been streaming through my head, and that's really was what constituted me. If I put this shielding hat on, what happens if it just goes blank? If I just flatline, I still seem to be able to function here.
Like that hat, Jerry. Nice
Yeah,
hat.
look at this.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is EMF shielding, David.
Exactly. I have to get my shielding too. Getting cold. I'm just making some tea. I put on some tea a while ago and it's just been sitting there, but it's chai, but I haven't put the tea in yet. So just trying to.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I notice already.
Whoops, Tacoma, Lori, you're.
are you talking to us, Lori?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I always do that. I was apologizing for having to jump up suddenly and leaving the room, but I realized I was freaking over. I put a turkey breast in the oven an hour and a half ago,
Oh,
and it's supposed to take 2 hours, but I could smell it, and yeah, it's overcooked. But anyway, I had to go take that out. Sorry.
Oh no, that
No,
Turkey's awfully unpredictable that way.
I know my oven runs too hot and overcooks things, and I was going to check it sooner, but actually I was really going to check it at around the time that I ended up, but it's like all dried out. I don't know. What I'm gonna do. Make soup out of it.
no, let's hope not.
too bad.
You know, David, I think we're wearing our shielding hats in different ways.
That's
I'm
right.
wearing it. This is old school. This is like a Navy watch cap on deck. It's kind of like on the waterfront, some kind of a tough guy. But you're
Right.
wearing it more, you can wear it more in the beanie fashion, like you have, pulled back a little bit. This is how, let's say, younger people wear it. So, oh, now you're turning it up. Yeah,
Well,
I
see,
could have,
You look very young, both of you.
we're yet young, but yeah, I could have been a contender, but you sent me on a one-way ticket to Palookaville.
I think this
One-way
hat,
ticket to Palookaville. That should be a movie all of itself.
there's not enough, this hat isn't very long, so there's not a lot to roll up around the ears. I think it's a different style.
Well, this has got so much wire mesh in it. They didn't include any warning about getting too close to a microwave.
oh,
But Jerry, there's another way to wear a hat that a lot of people haven't discovered.
What is it?
And that is if you just roll it up in the back and the sides, but you don't
I like
roll it up
that.
in front, you see.
That might be called the fedora style.
I mean, no.
Okay, I'll get my hat.
His looks good.
So why does this look? It might look like crap.
It looks like some kind of little ears.
It's because it's his
Kitty
birthday.
cat ears.
oh.
Yeah, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work.
Do you have this kind of,
It's a shielding hat,
do you
isn't
have
it?
a shielding hat?
We need
Well,
He doesn't really have a shielding hat.
Shielding
Oh, there, Mickey does have.
Oh, nice, Frank. That's Frank. It's shielding my head from the colder air. That's all.
Okay. We would
I'm listening.
Do you have a
we
shielding?
would call it a thermal shielding hat.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Thermal.
Yep,
Thermal shielding.
yeah. You could call it like thermal enabled shielding cap or something if you want to be highly technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, enabled for thermal.
Yeah.
Functionality.
I should get one for her. She spends more time in front of a screen. She
Oh,
needs
right.
it more than I do.
Okay, so here's my course. I'm loaded with protection here. I have all kinds of EMF stuff. I don't think you can
Yeah,
see.
hold that up close.
I don't think you can see.
Oh, wow.
It's too dark. It's a little dark.
What's
Yeah,
that?
well,
I
Yeah,
can see it. I mean,
that's
yeah,
one.
look at that. It's got
Crystal?
crystals in it.
It's a stone. Yeah,
Oh, beautiful.
right. Yeah. Let's see what else. My Q-Link. Yeah, this stuff really gets to me. So, I spend a lot of time on the screen. So
Oh, wow.
this Q-Link I've had for a century.
Nice.
And all my crystals. This is my screen protection. These are the blue light glasses.
Do you feel like they help? They help?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, it really helped. These both my glasses have that protection too from the screen.
yeah.
Where do you get those?
Oh, I got mine at Costco.
And mine came from
Anti-glare.
readers.com.
I think one of your glasses
Readers.com.
set up anti-glare.
Okay.
So I think it's time for a little music, guys.
I still have this crystal that
I
Jerry
have-
and
Oh, that's
Penelope gave me.
Yeah.
That's a
It's
good one.
selenite. Is that what it's called? Selenite. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I
damn
keep all my
good piece.
crystals on the windowsill.
That piece really works on my lower back. It's a good one.
Well, you know, you guys don't know it, but one of the best musicians around here is sitting way, way over in the corner, far away from the computer with his funny hat on.
He's
and,
amazing.
You know, Frank, your version, Frank recorded, or I don't know if he recorded, yeah, I guess I recorded him singing it, but it was a song by Jerry Rafferty called Baker Street.
Oh yeah.
And it's a great song. I mean, Jerry Rafferty was a masterful songwriter, very heartfelt and beautiful music. And I have to say that Frank here, this funny guy over there, Frank's version of Baker Street is like one of the coolest. And again, just tip of the hat, because Frank has an amazing voice.
Anyway,
Was.
well, I just took it from the tabs. I didn't listen to his music. I just took it from the tabs online. That's how I learned how to play that tune.
Nice.
I don't have any particular skill, I would say, but just mainly trying to play the chords that they're laid in the tabs, and then, not even quite interpreting the lines that they put, which is, as one of the jazz teachers I was with used to say, you got to respect the form. So I wasn't really respecting the form, but just doing what I could,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think we all absorbed the same kind of music as kids growing up, and so it's obviously there inside you. I could hear it.
Okay, but there's another.
Well, I mean, I
link
remember
here.
the tune from when I was a kid.
Hold
When
on.
I was
just-
Dylan's age, in 13, I used to hear that tune on the radio a lot. And I like that tune, that Baker Street. And it was very splashy. The way he recorded it it's a very nice, it's got real professional recording art.
Who's the original artist? Sorry to
But
interrupt.
I don't have any of that. I just, no method at all. But when you look at a tab, it's just the chord changes. And then they might give you the leading line or a couple of credenzas or maybe a solo part or a bridge. They'll give you some of that, but I never pick out the stuff. I just play the changes of chords, vertically. So,
Is it
virtually
Jerry Rafferty? Is the original artist?
Jerry Rafferty.
Jerry spelled the same name as our Jerry here.
Yeah, I believe he's Scottish.
I'm uploading it because I'm uploading.
Is he Scottish? I think he's Scottish.
Scottish.
And there's a number of rumors about the saxophone player but one of them was that this soccer player did it. I don't believe that's so. They've identified who it is, I think, and on Wikipedia that they may have it correctly. It's a professional sax player.
Absolutely. And I believe that there are YouTube videos of them recording in the studio. Now,
Yeah.
those videos were probably not made during the actual recording of the song, but those are probably done after.
Yeah, in those days, it wouldn't have been propagating the video stuff. They would have to set up a studio for the video.
Yeah.
Now you do all this. Everybody does too many of those, making of this and making of that.
Right.
But especially when a song becomes a hit, then it's worth setting up the cameras and the lights and doing the music.
It's two different things. You're making a video or you're recording a song. You don't do the same.
In those days,
time.
especially. Yeah.
Record
now
the song,
you just do it at the same time.
get the music, and then you go back and you make a video with once the song is done and the recording. You know, you might go back into the recording studio, but then it's just for the cameras.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about the song or whatever. Because then, and when you're recording the video, it's all about the shots, you know?
Well, this was a hit in 77, 78, I think. So
79. It says 79 on
79. Okay. So he probably created it in 77, 78, and then he got the recording in 79, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Would have played it around. I mean, it was just a different environment now. Now you have the what are they calling it? The viral thing, where it will you try to germinate the song while you're trying to record and germinate it while you're featuring it. Whereas in the past, you'd have to feature it a while, and then you could get the recording in, and then, I mean, unless you're Elvis Presley or someone, someone prominent, they're plugging you in for hits. They don't do that. They don't do that with everybody, They don't plug you in for hits for everybody. So.
Hey, I wanna remind you, Frank, that I took you to visit Penelope and Jerry some years back.
I recall.
Some years
And
back.
she said, I'm going to teach you to play the guitar and have fun with it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
In 5 minutes. And she did that.
That was inspirational. Yeah. But I'm still playing the same chords. I don't play much more than the same chords, and I just use a capo. I haven't advanced very much. I mean, at some point I could do a number of tunes, and the repertoire was increasing, but now it's just shrinking. Sadly, it's okay. I can't remember the songs.
It's kind of like a accordion, so it's shrinking down, but
Yeah.
then it can go right back out and then shrink.
Maybe.
Then don't go quite so far. Then it goes out. You know how the accordion goes, and you just that's.
Well, when I was taking care of the kids, I didn't practice, and I'm not sure what's happened to my mind, but I can't remember lyrics at all right now. So it's just the thing that in the past, I could only remember lyrics if they really stirred my heart. But now, I guess what is turned off for me is I can't be out looking around for things that stir my heart to sing them. And the ones that I knew before, they do stir my heart, but I don't have the, I don't have the voice for it. So it's an interesting process. I mean, I'm not complaining about this,
now
by the way,
everybody
but it's
has
just
iPads.
It's interesting,
They don't have to memorize their lyrics. Everybody just has their little iPad and they sing.
Really? Okay, that's true. Some people do that. I can't. I'm picky about that. Let's put it that way. But you're right. That's right. That's true. Put your lyrics
out. Are your kids going to school now, Frank? Are they
That's
in school?
Right. We're doing school now. We have 5 days of school, and
I mean, are they in school or are you doing it?
We have to do school here. So
online.
Yeah, we're in Seattle. Schools are closed otherwise, so it's all online, and we have laptops in, and we just have a daily schedule. And I'm kind of the PE director, but we do PE every day, and I do PE like 6 times a day, 6 times a week. So yeah.
I was gonna say.
I just have a program. I have a program of resistance training and a body weight training and stuff that I've been learning about, and that's what I've been able to expand and grow on. And it's some of it is like being a pathfinder for the boys who have special cases where we need to work on things. And I'm a good helper for that, or I have other things in mind. But I try to boil it down for them, is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So it's been successful mainly.
The kids who
teaching them.
started school here, I
Ah.
don't know, in
So
our,
they're going into school, yeah?
they're going in, but they have to wear masks all day.
Sure.
And
I saw a protest in Utah. I forgot what town it was. But
That
they
was
were talking about
probably here.
opening up
It was-
schools.
Well, no.
It was a
Here,
particular school.
we're in southern Utah.
Depends on what place, yeah.
We're 2 hours out of Las Vegas north.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but in the Salt Lake City, I think they're closed. They've closed the schools. So
Yeah, it was a suburb, I think, of Salt Lake City that I was seeing this from. Yeah, I realize, yeah, Utah's a big state, so.
So what we had here though, they were closed for a while, and they had
yeah, we were.
they had distance. They called it distance learning. And distance learning there was a curriculum and lessons that were put up on a server. So there was still some guidance by the teachers in interactions
yeah.
with the students.
Oh, yeah.
But the teachers had no idea how to do it.
They had to make it up as they
So
went along.
they-
It was
In the
hard.
spring, it was tough, yeah.
Yeah.
The spring was very tough for
And
them.
they also have the option of doing homeschooling, but that's, it seems like a good idea in some ways, but that's a big job. If you want to take that on, you better be committed to it, because that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, I just completed a distance learning class, but mine was for college, and so it's a 1-year thing. So I started my class in September, and then I let things go until this year, September 5th. So I had till the 13th. So it was great. It was a great class. I wish I'd done it about 6 or 7 months earlier, but it did, some things got in the way. And, but it was very rewarding. Yeah, mine was, it was on special ed. So it was useful and interesting. And it was about education, and it had some universal topics that have to do with keeping people's attention and maintaining sort of that, the connection with the students. And it was just very interesting. But it only lasted 8 days for me, but that was because I was in charge of it, and it's college, But for the kids, distance learning is this day-to-day interaction with the teacher, with the school. We have, I had to run in and get library books during the months of, summer months. And so I just do a run and get a big bag of books. And the boys read voraciously. They like to read a lot.
Okay.
And the key is, for at
good.
least one of them, is to now get the writing up to the same snuff as the reading, but it's okay. It's true. It's very odd, because what happens, the main thing that we have around our house is that we have to keep our focus on the grades to a place where we can maintain, because, let's just put it this way. For the boys, grades go up and down, every day. If you're watching daily grades like a day-to-day thing, we'll never be happy, because you'll be looking at grades that go down because there's a teacher puts up an assignment that hasn't been graded yet, so that it looks like it's part of the grade. It's a little tricky for that. But so if I was to point out one thing for schools that do distance learning for it, would be to not evaluate the grade until the teacher's actually evaluated the work. You see what I mean? But they can't really do that. They can't, so I understand that, but we get that becomes controversy in our house, because Essie watches the grade day to day, and sometimes it looks, oh my God, you're down to C-. It's
No, it's turning.
That's kind of like when you're losing weight, don't get on the scale every single day, or you'll just constantly be destroyed.
Yeah, well, I've heard, here's 2 sides to that though, Lori. I will say this. What I've also heard is look every day, but look a lot, and realize that there's this variation. Like, for example, for weight, they say something like you know, in 24-hour period, you can gain a bit and then lose quite a bit. And so your trajectory is down, but if you took it at the wrong time of day, then you've got the up and not the down. So it's like you can be watching it go down. If you're watching closely, that's what they say, data points.
Yeah.
So the same thing true with grades, except it should be going, you know, you'll have ups and downs, you know, these lows, but the trend line should go up, you know, and
Yeah.
we see that. We see that if we look carefully, and you just have to kind of watch it.
I signed up for some classes through Coursera, but it wasn't graded classes. I did an Indigenous Canada class that was really interesting, and then a class from a university in Spain called Women's Spirituality in the Middle Ages. It was really good. There's some really good classes on that. It was all videos. It was very good. But then I was taking a voice class online too with a woman here on Whidbey Island.
I appreciate.
Lovely to hear Wendy vocalize in the house. That's cool.
My voice gets so tired, and I think it's because I'm not using it very much. And she thinks it's because I strain when I'm talking to people, or something like this. But she was saying I should go get my voice looked at to make sure I don't have the polyps or whatever to make sure my voice is okay. But otherwise, to practice not using my neck.
I was looking at my voice too, and I have a challenging voice at times, but I will tell you this. When I was commuting, and depending on the length of my commute, my voice might start to burgeon, or I might feel my voice will become quite useful to me. Like, for example, when I decided to sing and I got ranges and things, I noticed that I could have a variety of range there. That was pretty great for me, okay, for my voice.
Right.
But it had to do proportional to the amount of commute that I had, so that I could kind of be experimenting with my voice. And so what that's taught me is that I think we have to initialize our voice. And if you look at even people who do commercials, you know, they're just using talking voice, they do spend time working their vocal cords. It's a physical act. So you need to open that area, and you need to provide a connection with your esophagus, you know? So it's a physical act. Like, some people do things like, you can do flutter kicks, for example, with weight on your tummy. That's a nice way of improving your strength right here. And you're breathing, and you don't have to flip your feet like this. You can go one up and, you know, slow. But it's a really great way to expand and strengthen this area. So there's just a thought.
Is that
more challenge?
Is that what you're lying on your back, Frank, and your feet are going up and down?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do a thing called 2 up and 1 down. So one leg up, 2 legs up, 1 down, back up, the other one down, back up. So, and if you put a weight there on your tummy, it's an excellent way of building this. This is where your voice comes from.
Yeah.
And at the best of times. If you're going to have the most optimal range of your voice, it will come from here. Yeah. So, you know, and if you're coming from here, then you're going to sound just like me, you know, because you know, that's, so just to let you know.
Talking about it vibrating in the head, using your head but also I bought these paper straw formation, I think it's called, where you buzz like you're using the straw like a kazoo.
Oh.
So you start to get this vibration going in your head.
Oh.
With all of you, I'll send you something that
got a bunch of
talks about that, or helps teach that.
Well,
let's hear a song, David.
Yeah, it reminds me of Lori talking about karaoke as like a spiritual practice, because I think singing is a really spiritual thing. And regardless of what you're singing, you know, it's helping us connect with ourselves. And we are inherently spiritual, you know? I mean, it helps our spirit, right? If it uplifts our spirits, that's a spiritual practice, you know? So I think, you know, this, I've been recalling vocal exercises that I took around the year 2000. I studied with a voice teacher. So I have this collection of warm-ups, you know, that I will do sometimes, you know, just as I'm walking around. I don't necessarily stop what I'm doing to warm up my voice, but you know, for me, singing is really important. I wish I didn't sound like such a pretty boy. See, I admire, you know, Frank's gravelly. Frank, I think you have a great voice, you know. He has a real man's voice, you know. I think
Man.
I just have a sissy voice, you know, sissy boy voice, but you know, it's all right. It's what I got, you know.
David, stop it.
Yeah, really.
Listen, I know what I want to hear you sing, the dolphins.
What do you want to sing, Mom?
Sing the dolphins.
What you want me to sing there, Mama?
Can you hear me?
I got it.
Dolphins.
All right. You see this timer? You see
Yeah.
this timer?
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Trisha Pine. Rejoice in your voice.
Oh, you can't see the timer. You can't see it. It says my chai is ready. So I'm going to strain my chai and get my guitar and sing you that song.
Okay, and then
Okay.
we should all mute ourselves while he does that so we don't accidentally interfere.
That's
Got it.
exactly
Our little
right.
noises.
I'm gonna have to, after he sings that song, I've got to go. Pam's in the hospital and she's critical. My sister. And she's not only critical, but she's being,
She's in an oppositional and a disgruntled frame of mind about the whole thing.
and she's hanging up on everybody. She's in the hospital and she's hanging up on, and her other son has just gone to the hospital. Anyway, I have to
We're
deal
kind of interacting with both sons. She lives in Arizona with one son nearby, and
the
the other one's coming from Texas, and it's always something. You all know this, and so we're kind
she's
of.
even hanging up on me, so I need to contact him while he's in the room with her. That's why I have to go. So
Okay. And I have to go right now, but I'm coming right back.
You know, yeah, the voice thing, I have not consciously tried to train my voice, and I've not really liked it that much over the years. And I when I was in college, I was in a choir class, and I think at that time I was like a tenor. That's what they put me as. But I kind of come to terms, you know, it's like self-acceptance of your voice. And then some of it is just your voice changes in timbre and quality as you get on in years too. But I would say this, I'm just going to throw it out there, Frank. I don't know. I'd love to hear you sing sometime, but when you were talking, there was a quality that was reminiscent a little bit of an actor. I don't know whether you've ever been told this. Who's in the superhero movies, the Marvel comics? Who's the guy that plays Dr. David Banner, aka the Hulk?
Oh, Ruffalo, yeah.
Mark Ruffalo, yeah. I mean, just it's a
Kind of look like him a little, to be
Yeah,
honest.
you do.
Hey,
Am I
if
too
was
far
making
off
that
the mark?
link, I'd be happy. I'll share it with you too.
What's that?
Oh, he makes pretty good money as Dr. David.
Yeah, right. You'd like to have
is
that.
it David
bank account.
Banner? What is? Yeah, I don't know.
Dr. David
I
Banner.
remember Bill Bixby was in that role years and years.
Yeah.
ago.
Right. Bill Bixby, yeah. Wasn't he Aquaman too or something?
There was another actor in the Hulk role too, but he got set aside for Ruffalo for some reason. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think he was too costly. He may have been too costly.
probably. Yeah.
Forgot the. That's how. I mean, they do things. I don't know. They spend a lot of money on their actors. But yeah, that's. Yeah, I'll tell you how I've been using my voice lately was reading books to the boys. We did Lord of the Rings, and so there's a lot of voices, and I loved playing the voices the different voices. And so you'd get into these conversations and it was just wild. You'd be going from one voice to another. It was just a lot of fun. I mean, it's just, and we did, another one we did was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which also had voices, although there's some similarity, but I did, Ford Prefect was like Ford Prefect. And Arthur Dent is Arthur Dent. So I was kind of playing with the voice. Yeah, there you go. So I was, and it was a lot of fun that way. And then there's Zaphod Beeblebrox. Zaphod Beeblebrox is like this, and so it was, it was great fun. And Dylan asked me to read something as Zaphod Beeblebrox the other day. It was kind of, but we did recently one by Ursula K. Le Guin, which I thought it was pretty good reading. Was the Earthsea. That's a set of books, but it's kind of fantasy.
Okay.
So that's why I like to read it to the boys, but they like something more simple, which is Freddie the Pig. And that's a, I don't know, it's a little older. Walter R. Brooks wrote back in the 20s and 30s and 40s. His line went 26 books. Freddie the Pig went 26 books in all. So.
Oh, I don't think
I've
read
it. A lot of farm animals talking in that one. So. There's Market Spice, yeah.
Nice.
It's all backwards, David. Yeah, the text is backwards. I don't know why they do that.
So Frankie?
Yeah, go ahead.
Frank?
Yeah.
I was thinking about playing a recording that you kids made when you were about 4 and David, or 5 or 6. I mean, it started when you were 2.
Yeah.
That would make David 5. And then it started, and then I have another one in the 70s. We weren't very consistent with recordings, but in fact, you guys are telling stories in all the voices that I used to use to tell you the stories.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of Winnie the Pooh, and everybody had a different voice. And you and David were telling the story about the Heffalump. And you guys, it's really fun. I won't play it for you now, but there were a bunch of stories that you kids had memorized by heart, and you had all the voices down. So you're still doing it.
That's hysterical. So from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. So play us a song, David.
Okay, hold on. Before you start, David, can I make a suggestion as a somewhat seasoned Zoom user?
There you go.
Pushkara, no, David, on your Zoom controls, down at the bottom, where your little icons are.
Yeah.
I believe it's on the little caret that says video.
Yeah. Turn off the video.
No, don't turn off the video.
No, it's the caret next to the microphone.
Yeah, but it says stop video, but you don't want to click stop video. You want to click, and I'm not even sure if that's the right one. So hold on.
No,
maybe it's the
mute all.
Next to the microphone.
It's the microphone one. I always get that wrong.
Yeah.
Well, it says there's a selection to which microphone you use.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say was under that microphone.
You can select one microphone.
There's a place for you to share your computer audio.
Okay.
And it makes the sound come out a lot clearer to those who are listening. And I'm just looking for it now. Share.
Good idea.
Right. So, right. And I actually don't see that specific command. It's the same sort of thing as if you're sharing a document, right?
Oh, yeah, that might be where it is, under share screen. I know it's under one of these days. Yeah, there it is. Click share screen. And there's a thing that says share computer sound.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, so I want to share my Zoom and I share computer sound?
No, just click the share computer sound. That's all. That's all you would do under share screen.
Okay. But it's, what it's going to do is actually, because this is, okay. So share computer sound, but I don't hit share screen.
Right.
I don't
That's all. You're just selecting that checkbox.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's
So you
going to
know what?
make the sound. That's going to make the sound come through better for us.
Okay. And then we
Thing
have
is,
to,
if I click
has to mute.
share, hang on. If I,
Yeah, don't share your screen though.
right. But the thing is, if I don't, you know what happened is, if I just click the red dot at the top, for example, and just close out, then I go back to share screen that, oh, it did. Oh, okay, fine. The first time around, it didn't
stay.
retain, it didn't stick. It didn't retain the setting. But the second time around, so after I quit the share,
Yeah.
it retained the settings. So yeah, I'm still sharing computer sound. Cool.
All right.
Okay.
And that's
now
one thing. And then the
everybody
other
has to
thing
mute.
is the rest of us should all mute ourselves so that our little tinkly sounds that we make out here don't interfere with you.
And we can dedicate this to Pam
Okay.
and her family.
Pam and her family. You can hear okay? This old world may never change, not the way it's been. And all the ways of war won't change it back again. I've been a searching for the dolphins in the sea. Oh, and sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me? I'm not the one to tell this world how to get along. I only know that peace will come when hate is long gone. I've been searching for the dolphins in the sea. Oh, and sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me? You know, sometimes I think about Saturday's Child and all about the times when we were all just running wild. I've been searching for the dolphins in the sea. Oh, and sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me?
Yeah. That sounded great.
Thank you.
Where did this song come from? Is
What
that
a
your
beautiful
song?
Well, this was one of those treasures that that I disliked actually as a child, but it came back to haunt me. A lot of the music, we heard so much music as children, because of the household, and not all of it, sat with me so, easily, because, the man who wrote it, absolutely incredible songwriter, and I'm of course going just blank on
Fred Neil.
Fred Neil.
Fred
Neil.
Neil.
Genius songwriter, and he had this super double baritone voice, so I just couldn't quite relate to his voice. He sings everything like 2 octaves lower.
Yeah, right.
I'm singing like, I don't know, like some bird on a cherry tree, right? And he's singing it like,
Oh no, stop that. Yeah.
I know, I can't help it.
You do nice guitar work with it.
Thanks. But
Fabulous.
but you know what? It's just a really profound song, really beautiful song. So
let's say goodbye to our lovely cousins here.
Yes.
It was super nice to see you guys. And
yeah,
Nice
absolutely.
to see you.
you.
Sometimes I take my road atlas and I trace the route from Utah, southern Utah, up to Whidbey Island in Seattle. But now when I do it, I'm going to see your beautiful faces. It's not just going to be lines on a map.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're trying to trick us into missing you all. And you see,
What a trick.
Yeah.
So
Hey, boys,
maybe-
come and
maybe
say
it'll
goodbye.
inspire you to come, come north.
come north.
Come
Okay.
north.
Come north, young people.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Nico.
I just,
Hi, Jen.
Say bye. Bye.
Bye.
Nice to
Hey,
see you.
Dan, come say
Great.
bye.
Happy birthday.
Nico, so good to
Greg,
see
come
you.
say happy
So good to
birthday.
see
People
you.
are starting to say bye-bye.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Dylan.
Greg is coming to say happy birthday before everybody signs off here.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on.
It's been so nice to see you all.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
You getting to your work, Dan?
Wait a minute.
Let's find another excuse.
Okay.
Okay.
This is really fun.
Somebody's coming.
You'll have to go on, Frank, and read something to us with your voices.
Mm.
That's something else, and I don't know.
Sorry, Greg's indisposed. But he says happy birthday.
I
No,
just
but
want to
that-
tell you that Jerry reads to me every single day. Every day.
That's something we
Oh, that's
started.
nice.
We didn't set out to do it because of the quarantine, but we've started doing it, and it's really rewarding. It's enjoyable.
We've been going through, I think we've gone through our 5th book. So just every morning we read. So
Yeah.
it's very
I
nice.
miss that so much. So we have Thanksgiving week coming up, and David's going to launch his song on CD Baby during Thanksgiving
great.
week.
Oh.
So we'll make an excuse. It won't be Thanksgiving Day because you can handle that at home. But let's plan on one. And I want to hear some karaoke, and I want to, Frank, you're gonna have to sing a song next time. And
Yeah.
Wendy loves karaoke too. So
Oh God, Wendy, you need to come to Tuesday night karaoke.
I know. I
send
wanted
you
to come down there to visit you. We wanted to do before COVID. We wanted to come down and because we kept
pop
seeing
in.
your posts, Lori.
Well,
so
we will
wanted
make
to-
that happen, either north, south, or somehow in the middle.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, it'd be really fun if I ever come to see you. I hope we get to see you again, Jerry and Penelope, at your home, or we go find a place to do. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we keep meaning to go to Dinosaur National Park, which is kind of a little bit
Oh,
in
yeah.
your woods. Although you're other side of the state.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way high up.
It's a great place
Towards
to go.
Wyoming, I think, right? I
You
think
know,
it's towards Wyoming.
I used to do
Yeah.
my
Colorado.
dinosaur puppet show up every year when my brother was. I would take all my puppets up there and
Wonderful.
Fun.
Yeah, it's a good place. We went to the provincial park, which is up in Alberta, but that's, it's a little different deal. Dinosaur Provincial Park is a great place to visit, but we wanted to make sure we got both of them. They're massive in the dinosaur world. So. It's a few years late for the boys because they're too big now, almost for hopping in the van. It used to be, okay, we'll hop in the car and go, but they're a little large for that. So now we'd have to plan, different stops along the way too, to get the juices.
Speaking of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Frankie, I was trying to send you stuff. I don't know if you saw any of my texts. I got my DNA tested.
Oh.
And
you've got some dinosaur in you?
No, but we have some Neanderthal minus 0.2.
No, that's very, very common. They say a small percentage of Neanderthal is very, very, very common.
Okay.
In Homo sapien, there are three kinds of hominids, three kinds of humanoids that ended up intermingling. They've got another sampling of some people who were in a cave in, I guess it was in the Carpathian Mount. I'm not sure, but the mountains near Russia. And so I forgot what they were called. The Denisova, I can't remember. Denisova, yeah. So they've got the skulls. Then they've got a whole bunch of these skulls from that cave. But then they realize that sometimes they're different only because they're just different looking people. So, but it's very rich and interesting, interpreting ancient humanoid sort of intermingling. Yeah. Why did
I saw a perfect T-Rex just got sold at Christie's for
$38,000 or something. Yeah.
Something really crazy. I wish it would get donated to some place where people could go see it instead.
No, people are afraid of that. That's something that archaeologists are very afraid of.
Capitalism again.
I know.
No, they're afraid of that because the private collections can start to outstrip the public collections, and it's true. It's true. Private collections, that's already happened in the art world, and it's created only higher prices in art and more rarity in art. So instead of increasing the range of the field which is academic, which what academics love, it creates a more narrow side to it. So now you've got to be a gentleman scientist again to get any science done, which is just, it's absurd because we have so many public institutions, so yeah, sadly.
I made a comment. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead.
It's great seeing all of you.
We can hang for a minute.
We just have to figure out how to leave. Okay, here's the
meeting.
I wanted to say I made a comment on the Christie site about how come this isn't going to be. This doesn't seem right to be in the art world, and somebody said, well, they depend on donors. So whoever is buying this may, even though it's part of somebody's private collection, they can donate this to the, where kids, to a museum. I can't remember the exact words. But
the demands of donors have gotten greater also. Yeah. So the demands have when there's a higher rarity of a specific commodity that needs to be publicly exhibited, and you're depending on private donorship, then what you end up doing is you end up catering to the private donor even more. It becomes a game of constantly sort of flipping over yourself to give them more, maybe more recognition, maybe more media, maybe more exposure of some sort, because that's why the donor does it. They don't really do it for their health, especially if they have a very mature foundation. That foundation needs to propagate itself, and it has its pressures, and it has professionals. So that they're not run like the Gettys. Like if you've ever seen the Getty Museum, it's very interesting. It's not that great a collection, I have to say. It's a beautiful museum down in LA. It's debatable though whether the art actually measures up, and it's an ongoing question whether their collection actually measures up to anything, or whether it's just been this foundation that's kind of got a life of its own, and it collects whatever it collects. So it's a combination of things. But what happens is, number one, art that maybe isn't even that great becomes more important because it's more rare. And so it changes the art world, essentially. So that's one thing. And then there's the other thing, the public-private thing is really complicated when you have that. So I'd say you want stronger public institutions. That's what I would say. I mean, if you're going to talk about balancing it out, you want stronger public institutions to draw the private donors. Yeah, fine. But they should be asking to donate their stuff, not dictating terms. Yeah, well, just saying, okay, we need this is going to be cleared out. We don't want you to use the other wing for another foundation's work because we're in competition with them. So please, move those out. They do a lot of weird stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. So while people are seeing this stuff, they won't be seeing some other stuff. And that is, I'd say that's not really very positive. I mean, ultimately, for the public institutions.
For sure.
When they're carving out an area and making space so that only they're shown and not sharing the space. And But that's what happens. Proprietary is what those foundations is about because it's branding and frankly, capitalist. So.
Yeah, exactly. Which reminds me, all this talk about art stuff makes me remember another thing that I remember from our childhood and makes me curious about Pushkara. If are you still doing any kind of pottery? Because I just remember that pottery wheel downstairs in your house and how much fun we had goofing around with that at times. And
God, I don't remember you goofing around. I bought it for John, and he never really did anything with it.
I thought it was you that did it. I never saw him do
I
it.
bought it for him.
Wow.
But he never got with it really. Yeah. He did a little glass blowing, and the pottery wheel was kind of an idle fixture.
Well, it was good for exercise.
I remember noodling around on it and making a couple of little things.
Very
It was
cool.
fun.
I'm glad you remember that.
Did you guys have a kiln too? Because I don't remember any of that.
No, we didn't have a kiln.
No.
Oh, we did.
I thought there was a kiln also.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Why
sure.
do I remember?
Oh my goodness.
There was, and it wasn't in that room. It was in the other room.
It was in the shop, in the shop portion of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't remember the kiln.
Yeah.
But I take your word for it. It didn't go anywhere.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
all right. That's news to me. That was such a cool house all the way around. I loved that house that you guys lived in.
We still love that house. Yeah.
Still love that house. Exactly. It was like,
I remember we used to be upstairs in the attic bedroom reading comic books.
seriously, what an amazing house. And the whole park was our backyard. The whole park was
I
an
know.
backyard.
That was the best part. I have wanted to live in a house on a ravine or whatever ever since.
Yeah, we live on a ravine now. Frankie would go down to that park and invariably come back with no shoes.
I used to climb.
He left a lot
I
of
had
shoes
trouble
down there.
fitting my shoes. Yeah. Well, I remember feeling bad in my shoes sometimes too. So.
Yeah.
All right.
then
Well,
we
I'm
had
looking forward to this mini CD drop party that we're gonna have.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Are we going to hear, Mom, is the recording long?
You want to hear a little bit of the?
I hear Gracie. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna walk this downstairs. Gracie's ringing her
David,
bell.
let's save it, David, because I've got somebody
Yeah,
coming.
I wasn't talking about now. I'm talking about when we were talking about,
he was saying, is the recording long? Yeah, I've got somebody to help me pick some apples, and he's here, and
Okay, so we better wrap up.
it would be probably be a good idea to wrap up, but we'll have a Thanksgiving family gathering, and let's make it a music one.
Do it. I'm for it.
Karaoke.
Music and stories.
Yeah.
Karaoke.
And we can start with some of these early.
Nancy, come on.
Let's see. The one that I really enjoyed hearing is from the book called Me. M-E, Me. But there was the little tiny woman, and then there was the snowy day, and then there were the sound effects with the Winnie the Pooh story, and some songs. So you can look forward to hearing your little voices later on.
It's awesome that you have that.
Yeah, it is.
Keeping
Fresh.
Yeah, so there's so little of it,
Yeah.
really. But a friend digitized our old reel-to-reel and cassettes.
That Bob?
Yeah, Bob Nelson. Yeah. So we have quite a collection.
Did anyone ever record Bapaloo on the organ?
Good question. I'm not sure. I know your dad recorded a lot of conversations with him, and I have those conversations, but I don't think the organ got recorded.
The conversations would have happened long after he lived in that house, I think. Yeah.
Well, he had his organ in the apartment.
Okay.
The
he did, I
retirement place. Yeah.
Gracie.
Good to be with you all.
Yes.
Yeah, love you guys. Thanks for
Love you
organizing.
too, Lori. Thank you.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, David.
Thank
Happy
you,
birthday,
Betsy. Thank you.
Happy birthday,
Take care.
David.
Good to see you.
Love you, Etsy.
Care. Stay
Love
safe.
you,
So nice to
Frankie.
see you all. Yes, stay safe, stay healthy.
Yes.
Can I share 2 quick tips? Health tips?
Okay.
Jug of water with sliced lemon. Just keep that around. And then sliced blended ginger. So you peel, well, for families you need more, but for 1 or 2 people, you do a piece of ginger like that, peel it, slice it, blend it smooth, keep it in the fridge. And you can put little, a spoonful of this ginger juice in anything. And it just keeps your digestion and your health
Right on.
be strong like me.
At 60. Yeah, right.
All right.
Will do.
We can do an exercise video.
Thank you all so much. It really is such a delight, you guys. I'm glad you're all well. Stay well, and let's hang again soon. I love you all so much. Love you guys.
Oh, thank you,
Love you
David.
guys.
And let
Love
us
you.
know if
Later.
let us know if you're going to do something on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay.
Will do.
Blessings all.
Let you know.
Okay. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye. Hasta luego.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.